Sakshi. Welcome to my talk show, Speak Your Mind. Today in our studios, we have our first guest, Narendra Punwani. Hi Narendra, how are you?
Hi Sakshi, and congratulations to start this show of yours.
Thank you. Call you Naresh, is
Of
that
course.
alright? Okay. Naresh, so today we are to talk about, about our show. We are picking up different topics and talking to people, having their opinions and putting it up on our channel so that we can all, there are a lot of people who know what to do and what not to do. Still, we have a lot of people, our audience, who know everything, but still we do not really follow some rules. So here we are to talk today about traffic. We see a lot of people lane cutting on the roads. What's your take on that?
Okay, so I think people more often than not would like to follow rules. And there are instances when you're driving steadily on your road and somebody just steers into your lane.
Right.
Your first response is, damn, what does he think he's doing? Let me show you something. And then you start overtaking him, you tend to then do other things, and this causes road rage.
Right. Such kind of people do irritate us. They are just testing your patience as well. They're impatient themselves and they're just trying your patience as well when you
Correct,
are
but-
standing in the queue.
Yeah, so you're driving along, and at times like this, I think it's easier for us to change our mindset. If we take the approach that this person may have gone through some difficult times, he may
Right.
have lost his job,
Right.
he may have lost a loved one, and in times like this, he's thinking, how am I going to pay my school fees for my children? And whilst driving, inadvertently he moves into your lane.
Right.
Now, if we try and get into this mode of overtaking and teaching somebody a lesson, it causes problems. I think it's easy if we decide that the guy may have gone through a tough time, slow down, let him go.
Right.
This way, he drives smoothly, you drive smoothly, and everything is hunky-dory.
Right. But it is not only like that, Naresh. What happens sometimes, people are just for no reason impatient. Do you think people even though they don't have any problems, they are just rash drivers, so they just want to get in, barge in, they don't have the patience to wait in the queue? You think people do that?
Some people do, and I think some of this is contagious.
Okay.
What happens is, you see a taxi driver particularly,
Right.
they are spending 10, 12 hours and they are often going through certain targets that they have to meet, etc.
Correct.
So they are going through difficult times. And therefore, I can probably understand them trying to do certain things. I tend to take a more, let us say, lenient approach towards them.
Okay.
And again, there are people who are probably salesmen, they're spending 7, 8 hours driving on the roads. It's difficult for them. My approach is kind of taking a back seat.
Okay.
They may do a wrong thing. They may cut lanes, they may overtake you at the wrong places. But if you start with a defensive driving approach, that there is a possibility of an accident which I must avoid under any circumstances.
Got it.
If you take that approach, then you tend to condone these small misdemeanors by people, thinking that, okay, it's done it, what can you do about it?
That's correct. Actually, that's what it is. What Naresh is trying to say is people, all of us, we should have a little patience when we are driving, and lane cutting and lots of other mistakes that we do while driving. I'm like, what is going to happen if you just reach 5 or 10 minutes late to your destination? Nothing is going to happen. So all we would like to say is that's one of the questions that we have, lane cutting. So we have to really take care. Please be in your lane. Don't keep lane cutting and creating traffic. Right. So Naresh, what we are going to talk about, we just spoke about lane cutting. Now another question that somebody has posted on to me, and they wanted me to take up this topic, that while driving, people are at the speed of 100. The speed limit on the road is 100 and people will be driving at the speed of 80. What's your take on that, and vice versa?
Yeah, so I fully understand. People do odd kind of things, and ideally, everybody should respect the maximum speed limit, keeping in mind that most roads have multiple lanes, and if you are on the fastest lane, you need to drive closer to the maximum speed allowed, which is the extreme left lane is considered to be an overtaking lane,
Right.
which means you must never be driving that constantly.
Right.
You go onto the left lane, overtake, and get back to
Right.
one of the
It
other
has
lanes.
happened with me a lot of times. Many a times I've been driving in my lane. I'm at the. I like to drive faster. That's how I am. I'm a bit of an impatient driver, but I need to be patient a little bit more because that's what we are talking about. So generally, when I am on my speed track, that is at the speed of 100, and I see somebody just coming and cutting me, and they start driving at the speed of 80, so it is like extremely irritating for people. Don't you think it is correct that people who want to drive at 80, 60 drive in the mid lane or drive on the right lane and just leave the fast lane for people who want to move on fast?
Correct. So what do you do at times like this?
I do is I honk at people sometimes because I am impatient. I want to reach somewhere faster. I am on my speed limit, but there are people and they would not move. They would just not move. And I do not understand what people are thinking when somebody is honking at you and they just want to pass by. Why can't we let them pass? Do you think people have that ego while driving?
All of us have some egos. I
We
think
all
that,
have, but
yeah. But I think so. My experience has been when you are in that kind of a situation. I'm driving, let us say, at the stipulated limit. Somebody wants to overtake me. They give me a flash. Sometimes
Yeah,
blow
they
their
put
horn.
flashlights as well.
And
Yeah.
if whenever I get an opportunity, I do let them go. I don't think there's an
Obviously.
ego issue.
Yeah, same
But
here.
the, but the question is that sometimes
Some people,
the
they just don't
opportunity
let
does
you.
not. Yeah, the opportunity doesn't come. So there are lanes, there are cars on your adjoining lane,
Right.
and unless you accelerate a lot or go much faster, you don't get the opportunity to get out of the lane. So the intention is that he doesn't know you. He's not trying to block you just for the heck of it. It's just that he probably doesn't feel confident enough to go fast that he can move out of the lane. Because sometimes the adjoining lane is pretty occupied. So you need to get a gap which is long enough for them to just exit out of the lane so that the person behind them can
Right.
keep going.
But yeah, I mean, like what you're saying, I agree with you. But there are many times that I have also come across people that even when you're driving, they can move on, but they would not budge. They will not move, and that creates aggression in people. And I do not believe so. What I would only like to give the message to such kind of people who, if you are driving at the speed of 80 on the 100 speed limit track, please move on to the mid limit or the slow track. That would be great, and this will really create a lot of discipline while driving. And the same, I think, goes to the other way around. People who want to drive fast, please be on your fast track and not on the lane where people are driving at 80. And this is going to really help all the driving and the traffic, isn't it?
Absolutely. Generally, it's a good idea to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
When you are in a situation which is
I think.
which is kind of it becomes aggressive, and you feel
Right.
that it is a question of
Absolutely.
somebody's ego coming into the way, take a deep breath and say, what's the big difference?
What's the big deal? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's correct. Another topic would be seat belts. Like, what's your take on seat belts? Like, a lot of people, they wear seat belts, they don't wear seat belts. Of course, we wear seat belts. I know, because it is mandatory for us to wear seat belts, and we are fined if we don't wear seat belts, which is a very good thing. And I'm really happy with the government who imposes rules like mandatory seat belts and fine people who are not wearing seat belts. But I don't understand why there are some people still, even after having so many rules imposed, they don't do the same.
In some countries, it's mandatory to wear seat belts in the front seats, but in the rear seats it's not required. And in some countries, every person should be wearing a seat belt. Of course, seat belt is a very important safety measure.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there have been many instances that go on to prove that if a person was wearing a seatbelt in an accident, he possibly would have survived.
Correct.
One other misconception that people have is that if the person sitting behind is not wearing a seatbelt, it is that person only who will get impacted in case of an accident. But the reality is that the person sitting in front may be wearing a seatbelt, but in case of an accident, the certain person sitting behind will
Right.
come and hit the person sitting in front like a
Exactly.
missile,
Exactly.
and the person in front could
Mhm.
also get impacted.
Right. So we should be all wearing seat belts. All the passengers in the car or whichever vehicle you are on, you should be wearing a seat belt.
Yeah. So I used to work for Shell for a long period of time, and they had come up with what is called a seat belt convincer.
Okay, what is that?
It was a slide which was from a height of say 4 meters, 5 meters,
Mhm.
and it was about 10 meters long. And at the top of it was a car seat with a seat belt.
Okay.
You could go up, sit on the car seat,
Mhm.
and they would then release the car seat, and you would go down on the slide at a speed of anywhere between 6 to 10 kilometers depending on your weight.
Okay.
Now, you know that at the end of the slide you're going to be blocked and there's going to be a jerk, right?
Right.
So you tend to brace yourself and you know that it's going to happen. But even after that happens, you will decide never to sit in a car without a seat belt.
Wow.
Because the jerk that you get
Yes.
at 6 to 10 kilometers per hour is so strong, and you ask yourself, at 6 kilometers, this is what happens, at 60, at 100, what could happen to us?
Right.
It is a very important kind of a tool that we had put together in the trade center, and people used to come and try it out. And anybody who sits on that is for sure guaranteed to be a seat belter for life.
Wow. Okay.
Very interesting concept.
I think yeah, that's a lovely concept, and I think all the countries should have this concept available. I think it's a great idea if they include this kind of training while issuing the driving license.
Thing that I notice is that some children sit in the front seat, which is not suitable.
That's really not acceptable. I would really like to tell my audience that please do not have your children sitting in the front seat, and that too I have seen with my own eyes that people having kids sit in the front seat without wearing seat belts. This is really not acceptable. Even though your children are crying for it, please do not let them sit, and explain it to them rather that they are not supposed to be sitting in the front seat. Another thing what we have always seen is, apart from kids sitting in front and people not wearing their seat belts, people also tend to text, talk, eat and smoke while driving. I don't know. I can understand people when you are sitting in your offices, sitting at home and multitasking, but I think it is a really bad idea to multitask while driving. What do you say, Naresh?
Right. So let's exaggerate a little bit.
Right. Okay.
For a second, only to
sure.
make a point.
Yeah.
Now, have you been to a shooting range ever?
Me, no, not really.
Okay. So if you go to a shooting range, there are a lot of restrictions. So once you have a loaded gun in your hand, you can point only in the lane where you are shooting, and after you shoot, you've got to keep the gun over there.
Okay.
If you want to talk to somebody, you cannot hold your gun and keep talking to people
Correct.
or pointing.
Absolutely.
You got to hold the gun
Oh my
pointing
God,
downwards
yeah.
just in case.
So relevant.
Now a car
It's like
has
a
the
gun.
capability of killing. It has the
Oh
capability
my
of
God.
killing.
I wish people really think like this.
So that being the case, when you are driving a car, you cannot afford to have any distractions. It's totally
Absolutely.
not on, because it's not just your life at stake. You could be running over a pedestrian. Therefore, when you are driving, talking on the phone, texting, these are things that you should totally avoid.
Right. I believe even when talking, I think why can't we use Bluetooth if it is so urgent? Firstly, we should not be talking on the phone, and if it is extremely urgent, why don't we always carry a Bluetooth with us or speakers with us, which are not very expensive? We can use it, and we can just go ahead with that. Everybody should have a compulsory, at least a Bluetooth or a speaker in your car.
I get the feeling that even Bluetooth, so I understand that it gets integrated with your car system, and with minimal effort you can get the car system to use the telephone. The downside of it is that the person you are talking to does not fully understand what you are going through. He does not understand that you are just about to overtake somebody on a single lane road.
Absolutely.
He does not understand, or she does not understand, that there could be a car coming in the opposite direction and you need to focus your attention on the road.
On the road, yeah.
Sometimes you may be having a normal conversation, but that conversation could become like a mini fight.
Yeah, like especially when you're talking to
To your wife.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, that kind of a situation, your tempers might just rise.
Rise.
When you are driving, you want to make sure that you are cool-headed and you do not focus on anything else.
Yeah.
So, if it is very urgent, the best thing to do is stop the car and talk to somebody.
Yeah, okay, you can always pull your car on the side, on the hard
Exactly.
shoulder, talk to them,
And then get
just
back to
for
the
a
road.
minute or two whatsoever, if it is urgent. Otherwise, you can always skip. I think all the phones also have an option when you can just put it like, you're driving.
Yeah.
So whenever somebody is trying to call you, they know that you are driving, and I think that's the best option to put it up. What say?
Agree. That's the way to do it. Talking on the phone whilst driving is probably.
I am sure this purpose of this whole chat show is, I know not everybody is going to change with our talks. There must be many talk shows, many people talking about a lot of things, bringing about a change. We are also here to do that, but what I believe personally is people are not really going to change like this, but we are going to change ourselves and not do what we are talking about. We don't have to do. What do you say, Naresh?
I
on
agree.
that?
So we can't change the world. All we can do is change ourselves. And once we inculcate certain habits, our mindset that the road is not a battleground.
Yeah.
It is just a way to take you from one place to the other.
Right.
And if you can enjoy the journey, that's far better.
So just to summarize this talk, let me say that it is all right to be late 5 or 10 minutes somewhere rather than having a late tag in front of your name. Right. So thank you, Naresh, for being on our show. It was a great pleasure talking to you.
My pleasure entirely, Sakshi.
Great. Thank you to my audience for listening to us, and please, it'll be great even now if like one person out of 100 thinks about it. So it is going to bring a change in this world, in this beautiful world that we are living. Please comment down below if you think there are any issues that should be addressed. Subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. So turn on to your notifications to get notified for my new videos every time I upload one. Follow us on Instagram for more updates and behind the scenes.